Oh, we got a whole lot of leaks. I'm just gonna pick out the ones that I thought were interesting. But first, Dad's legs are nice. Once per turn, this card can negate the activation when your opponent activates a first edition card. If this card would be destroyed, you can destroy Kazuki Takahashi instead for defense. Dad's legs are nice. Okay, well this is probably gonna be the most important card you're interested in for this video. Danger OgoPOGGERS. I don't know what this is based off. I heard, I'm not sure. I think it's like a Canadian Loch Ness monster, basically. It's like the equivalent. You know, and all the Scottish people migrated over to the new lands, and they went to St. John's. When Kazuki Takahashi first traveled through the abyss, and he encountered all the danger monsters. This was the Canadian version he saw. It's a sea serpent level 8 dark monster with 3k defense, big huge booty, and a 1200 attack. You can reveal this, your opponent chooses one, discard, blah blah blah. Same as every other danger, nothing new there. This card is discarded, however. You can send a danger card from your deck to the grave except himself. You can only use this once per turn. Now this is very relevant because this card, when it's discarded, it doesn't just send a danger card, it sends a danger monster. When this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send a danger card from your deck to the graveyard, not just monsters. The most important one that you guys might be thinking about is Response Team. Now this is a card that we initially thought was terrible because, I mean, truth be told, the activation effect isn't very good, but the graveyard effect was always great. Now, this guy is basically going to let you play a free mulligan. So you can get this guy discarded, and then you can send Response Team, and then mulligan a card out of your hand, because it's not one of those spell and traps that says, if this card is sent to the graveyard, except during the turn it's sent to the graveyard. You know, one of those cards. Dangers are really stupid and ridiculous, but I just want to point out that this guy's level 8. So that's, I think, 2 level 8 monsters, 3 level 8 monsters I think we have now in the Danger Archetype. So on top of all the crazy shenanigans of the link plays and things that the dangers help you facilitate, you're actually going to be able to maybe set up some rank 8 plays. We could see Harbinger and Felgrand and Zombiestein, for God's sake, cropping up in the meta again. Who knows? Searchable by Dragoons, by the way. Just putting them out there. If anyone wants to play Dragoons with this guy, I mean, you have that option. Anyone sends me a table 500 replay of Mermail Danger, I would actually be very interested. No. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Yes. These perfectly fit a hero player's token set, I believe. This is perfect for Scapegoat. If anyone is running Scapegoat, you need to make these your tokens. Just as a side note, these are really bad. I mean, look how crumpled up these things are. You flip Scapegoat in the end phase, and you go summon Boral Sword, attack for game. I mean, that's the combos the kids are doing these days. This boy is pretty interesting. I didn't ever really think we were gonna get more Kaiju support so soon. I thought it was just gonna die off for a little while because they're trying so hard to make this a deck, but Konami, let me tell you a thing, okay? Your Kaiju monsters are nothing but side deck cards. You're feeling like a little bit like that desperate ex-girlfriend right now. It's over. You had your chance, you did your best. It's not you, it's me. It's not a deck. It's a side deck engine for outing stupid cards you keep printing. And that's why we had to break up. During the main phase, you can discard this and then banish a Kaiju you control that is owned by your opponent. Then you can special one monster, any monster, from your grave. You can only control one Kaiju monster. This boy is unaffected by other Kaiju card effects, and it cannot be destroyed by battle with a Kaiju. During your end phase, if this is in the grave, you can special it. You can only use that effect once per duel. The most important thing to note here is that initially when you read this, it's like, oh my god, like this guy is like a free banish. Like if I Kaiju my opponent's monster and then I banish and I discard this, I can just special a dude like as a reborn? That's crazy. But the important thing to note here is that it says a Kaiju monster that you control, but that your opponent owns. So in order for this effect to be good, and it's a very good effect because it's a reborn, I mean, we all like, you know, special summoning monsters for free, bonus monsters. The problem, however, is that you need to be Kaiju'd and then draw this in order to counter being Kaiju'd. What? Ah? You know, instead of fixing the issue, which is that boss monsters are kind of a little bit rubbish now, you decided that you just wanted to try and make this weird counter side. that lets you like get a free reborn if your opponent kaijus your thing.
I know marijuana is harmful. I know it can't improve my game. My friends and I have faced many battles, and we have always dueled without drugs. I wouldn't be the world's best duelist if I smoked marijuana. It would disappoint my friends and lower my concentration. And losing control with drugs is one duel I don't want to have. I must stay healthy and keep my friends close if I want to defeat my opponent's monsters. I will never dishonor myself or my friends by using drugs. That's playing a game I can't win. Honor.
So much for King of Games, huh? So much for King of Games. I just want to let you pay attention to this specific line here.
My friends and I have faced many battles, and we have always dueled without drugs.
Yugi says him and his friends have always dueled without drugs. Have you guys seen the anime? Do you remember that episode where Yugi and Kaiba literally get sucked into some other weird alternate dimension and go back in time to Egypt and have to fight this giant dragon dick monster? Nani? I'm sorry, but you were definitely on something when you partook in that duel, Yugi boy. Stay in school, kids. Now these guys here are kind of cool. We've got Psychic Wielder, and there's like another one as well. This guy's a secret rare, so I mean that's kind of a shame. If you can get this cheap, I would, because honestly I feel like this is good. And it might be good in Salmon Great as well, because it's a generic level 3 fodder. So if you control level 3 other than himself, you can special it from your hand. And you just have this like recurring like level 3 engine you can play. And it just means that you're able to go into your Stalio and do cool plays like that in Salmon Greats. Other level 3 decks, I mean, I guess you could play this in BA perhaps. You have tuner access as well, which is cool. This thing's pretty damn awesome. I really like this card. I can imagine this being useful in something at some point. But yeah, secret rare. So like I said, if you can get this for cheap, I would probably maybe hold on to it. But if it's too expensive, you probably would just ignore it. Because, I mean, I don't know how good it's going to be, but I think it'll be decent, but not like busted or something, right? Here's all of the ultra rares, I think, anyway. There's the Shirani Link Monster, there's a Trickstar Girl, there's the Danger, and the cover monster I think is really interesting is the Borrowlord Savage Dragon. He's an ultra rare, so it shouldn't be too hard to get him. There's a new Trickstar field spell, and I have no idea what that is in the middle, or the top left, or the synchro. But we are getting Trickstar Canberrai or Cannabis? I don't know, something like that. But that girl's really good because this is actually the kind of Trickstar support that they were always lacking. It's the ability to deal with a monster that has bigger than 1800 attack. So she is the boy that lets you discard yourself and it like acts like honest. And it's a body on the field that you can special summon and go into like Trickstar Link monsters or something if you want to play a Trickstar Link deck. But it's a body on the field and it's an honest, so she's pretty cool. And I think Trickstars might be semi-competitively viable as an anti-meta rogue deck again, like they kind of always have been. But this really helps. Man-made electronic robot. Dark, level 6. Machine Junta effect. It's from the set 385. Probably one of the best sets, actually. One of the better sets printed in recent years is set 385. When this card exists, facing the field, the trap cards cannot be run. All the trap cards in the fields will be Nullification. This guy's a little bit better than Jinzo because Jinzo negates all trap cards that face up on the field, right? This guy says that trap cards cannot be run. So as soon as you manage to get this guy to hit the field, your opponent just has to take all the traps out of their deck and just put it in their deck box, and that's it. You guys need to go out and buy set 385 ASAP. This is the most important thing that I've been looking for, boys. Salmon Great Sunlight Wolf is a common / rare. I can't really tell here. It kind of looks like a rare. But boy, the biggest thing that was stopping Savage Strike from maybe being a budget deck was the fact that Sunlight Wolf could just be like this short print secret, and they made it a common. Savage Salad Boys are now probably the cheapest budget deck you can get that are actually like meta and viable. This is crazy. And update jammer as well is very good because it's part of the OTK that you can do with them. So that's really, really awesome to see that we're getting those in common and rare. This is a good representation of most of the people who play Yu-Gi-Oh! 2D woman on a computer while your mother looks at you from behind in sheer disappointment and hatred. God, why didn't I abort you? Equip spell management. Gwen recycling. Isolde combos. Synchro Xyz link variants. Semi-Gemini property. Avalon nuke. Merlin play. Bidver forward planning. Kustanen XC evolution. Extensive backroom. Equip recursion. Dante Mill 3.